everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I'm making more progress on creating some winter containers, even though it definitely feels like completely summertime right now. I'm also recovering from the flu, and y'all, look out, it is a beast. I have been completely down for the count for 3 days with a super high fever, and it's just excruciating. I don't know if I just forgot how bad the flu was or if this one is truly exceptional, but be warned. So today I'm just kind of trying to get a little bit done in the garden, not exhaust myself, and I'm gonna pot these two really simple black square containers, and I'm gonna do a really easy thing. I'm just going to fill them with soil cube, put in some tulip bulbs, and then top dress with a grain. And I've got a bunch of different types of wheat, so I think I'm just gonna do that as the top dress. It's basically gonna look like a pot of grass until the tulips burst out in the spring. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I saw 32 in the forecast, and I'm gonna go ahead and start migrating the succulents that are tender out of their summer spots and move them to areas that'll be easier for me to overwinter. Specifically the mangaves, I'm gonna move to the next door property where I have a lot more concrete and can take advantage of that microclimate till it gets really cold, where I plan to bring them into the next door house because it has a lot brighter exposure than my house does. All right, well, let me get started on doing these pots, and hopefully you'll be inspired to do something just like it because it's super easy and it's gonna look awesome all winter long. All right, I'm just gonna fill each of these pots about halfway up using my favorite trusty soil cube. That soil is just delicious. All right, and I have got 25 mixed tall tulips. These came from Aldi, which honestly I think has some of the best prices of bulbs. And I think I'm gonna put, like, I don't know, 9 in each. I'm gonna try and use them up. I can't really grow tulips in the ground because the voles are so bad. So I figure I might as well have a couple of really high impact pots. And someone on one of my last videos gave good advice about the way you place the bulb. There's like 2 sides, and you can kind of see where the active growing tip is. If I bring this up here, you can see this is actually where the leaf is going to come out. So if you're trying to get these to come out like over the edges of pots, you'd want to plant that towards the edge. In this case, I just want these to grow up through the middle, so the orientation of that doesn't matter. Just remember, pointy side up best so that they are oriented correctly and they put all their energy into growing the right direction. All right, now I've got a nice assortment of bulbs. And I'll just fill this up with more soil cube, and then we'll direct seed some wheat on top. All right, the wheat that I'm gonna sow is USG 3536. This is leftover from last year's grain experiment that I did with Johnson Nursery. And I'm literally just gonna scatter it like that. A little more, and then just gonna kind of tease it in. And this, I know, is gonna germinate within like 3 days. And the reason I can be so confident in saying that is because I sowed the live wall on Tuesday and it had germinated by Saturday morning. And you probably saw that because I definitely included it in my weekly garden tour, which posted yesterday. But I'm just I love these cool season grains. Like, the summer grains are really interesting, but to me, the magic comes from these cool season grains that are really an integrated part of our everyday diet, at least for those of us who eat, you know, wheat or drink beer, you're consuming barley or oats. I just think growing these is a really cool experience, and it's so easy that there's really no reason for you not to try. Now, again, this is going to be advice best for zone 6 through 9. I haven't done this in colder climates, though I grew up in Michigan in zone 5, and farmers did sow winter wheat in the fall. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know if this would work in pots in like zone 5 and zone 4. Probably not. But I can say with some assurance that zone 6 through 9, this strategy of sowing, you know, cool season varieties like wheat, rye, barley, and oats, it's a really high impact, super simple way to make your containers, or if you decide to extend it into your landscape, just really unique and interesting, but not difficult at all. So I hope you'll be inspired to take my advice and give growing greens a try. And mixing them in a pot with tulips is really kind of one of the easiest solutions for two plants that might be a conundrum for you, just like they are for me. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you watching, and I look forward to sharing more updates from these pots and all of my other areas of the garden in my weekly garden tours. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody.